let's get one thing straight. There's a difference between being a gossip channel and being a gossiper and using situations as teachable moments to help people avoid making the mistakes that other people make. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. You've heard that saying before. Use it. Now, I want to talk about this Fani Willis situation because I think that, you know, just looking at it, she's a textbook example of a lot of red flags, and whoo boy.
Yes, Your Honor. Who in the prosecution team, prior to, I guess, the motion being filed by defendant Roman, who in the prosecution team knew of your personal relationship, and now I'm talking romantic, with Mr. Wade?
So, sir, I am extremely private.
All I ask is who knew. It's not, the answer is no one knew, that's fine.
No.
I ask you who knew.
You can answer it and then explain this, Willis.
Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this situation, you know, there's the whole testimony that you can watch, and she's been really, she came out just ready to boom, 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 boom. And that's why I say, man, this is the red flags, because like, she came out to play, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't think it was a good look. This is a perfect situation. If you know anything about asking these questions, answering questions in general, you don't start with the explanation. You give the answer and then you explain upon the answer. But she's been combative and just overly aggressive, and you know, they would consider her a hostile witness. And I'm just saying, I think they are treating her as a hostile witness.
I am very private. When I supervised Mr. Body and Mr. McAfee, they didn't know who I was dating, but I can assure you I was dating somebody. So that I kept something private, that's my private life, is not any mystery to anyone. It's like a woman doesn't have the right to keep her private life private. And I'm speaking on this because there have been all these intimations.
You still haven't answered the question, Ms. Willis.
I'm sorry, what was the question, Your Honor?
Is there anyone else who knew about it?
It's a simple question. Is there anybody else that knew about it? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
And then you can explain.
I don't know. I don't think so. I certainly didn't go out telling my business to the world.
Okay, so, the best of your recollection, you didn't inform anyone on the prosecution team that the individual that you had chosen.
And to be honest, do you know why this is so bad? Because the lady is a DA. So it's like, this is what she does, and this is what she has to deal with on a regular basis. So everything that she's doing is very intentional. You can't give her any passes. She knows full well what she's doing, and it's just sad. But yeah.
Personal relationship with you.
So
Is that correct?
That's inaccurate. Your question is inaccurate.
What?
Because you stated that the person I chose, we had a personal relationship. So we had a friendship. We have all these distinguishing factors. Remember, when I chose him in November of 21, first of all, let's get this straight. Mr. Wade was not actually my first choice. That's no insult to him.
Your Honor,
no, it is you, because of the way you phrased the question. You said,
and this is what I'm talking about. Lady, you gotta remember that you're the one being questioned here. You're not in a position of control or power. And that's the thing with these type of women. You see that it's hard for them to let that go. It's hard for them to let that power go. She's if you sitting here watching this, you sitting here watching her fight for control. She's fighting for control. Oh, you're not gonna do this over on me. You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna do me like that. No, 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 no. Look at her. Was it worth it, Mr. Wade?
When I chose him, I didn't inform people of a personal relationship. We have defined personal as romantic. It is an inaccurate way to state the question.
Then I will certainly restate it so it is very accurate.
Okay, and please do not yell at
me. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that when he raised his voice? See, because look, and I know there's gonna be some people that are probably like, oh, he raised his voice at her. She has a right to do that. No, 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 no. He's the lawyer. Okay, she's being questioned. He has to assert his dominance back. He has to gain control over this, or else he loses. And what you have to understand, like, why? Like, come on, man. Like, did you see? Did you see? Did you see the look on her face? Like, oh, I know this N-word ain't talking to me. Just ghetto. DA. Powerful woman. Ghetto.
You hired Mr. Wade for the first time on November 1st of 2021, correct?
November of 2021, yes, sir.
Your testimony is, whether one accepts it or not, your testimony is that at the time you hired Mr. Wade, there had never been a romantic relationship with Mr. Wade before you hired him, correct?
Yes, my testimony is that we were very good friends, but not, we're talking about the sex, so let's just don't. Well,
no, I'm not talking about, I'm saying romantic relationship doesn't necessarily have to be just sex.
Well,
it can be dating.
This woman is a DA. This woman is a DA. She knows what a romantic relationship means. And it's just semantics at this point. And that's what she's trying to do. And it's sad. I mean, it's obvious. It's not like she's doing anything clever. It's not like she's doing anything clever. It's like we could sit here and see what you're doing, lady.
It can be holding hands. It can be any of those things that one might call romantic. I'm asking you whether or not prior to November 1st of 2021, there was a romantic relationship with Mr. Wade. That's very simple. It's either a yes or a no.
I don't consider my relationship with him to be romantic before that. I'm not a hand holder, so no.
That's fine.
That's so petty. Because you're not holding hands. I hate when people do this in conversation. And this is so interesting that you would think that these people in these positions of law where they debate for a living, you think that they would, you know what I mean? Like, come up with something just a little bit more clever. You're going to not define it as romantic just because you weren't holding hands? That's the defense? That's your argument? That's your position?
Now, let's move beyond November 1st of 2021, excuse me. I understand your testimony. There was no romantic relationship with Mr. Wade until early in 2022, whether it be January or February or March, early in 2022, correct?
I would say sometime between February and April. Yes, sir.
For those of y'all that are probably wondering why she's being questioned on when the relationship started, basically, your boy is being accused of of mismanaging funds, and this misconduct can possibly get her thrown off of this Trump case, and it can, you know what I mean? It's just, he was brought on as a special appointee, as she calls it, and yeah, Conflict of interest, I guess. You know, but yeah, so all this all this all of this, we sit in this courtroom now is over some butt, some cat. Shout out to the lead attorney. Oh my God, all this over some cat.
Now I'm asking you about that time period when it became romantic.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. You didn't see the need, if I understand, to tell any of...
Also, it's important to note that he does have an ongoing divorce case. So when they actually got romantically involved, it could be very well be a point that, you know what I mean, could end up going bad for him. So, yeah.
People on the prosecution team, when you had established a romantic relationship with Mr. Wade, that the lead prosecutor, that is the man that was basically giving orders to others.
You hear the passion. The lead prosecutor. He's brought in as the lead. The lead prosecutor. I feel your passion, brother.
Was dating or having a romantic relationship with you, correct?
I'm going to object to relevance at this point, Your Honor.
Relevance?
It just to prove or attempting to show that there is an issue on the credibility about the relationship. The failure to have informed anyone on her team that she was
barely containing herself. Look at her. Look at her. See the attitude all over her face. Look at her. Look at her. Was it worth it, Wade? Mr. Wade, was it worth it? As much money as he allegedly got, that cat might have been worth it.
Having a romantic relationship with the lead prosecutor, I suggest, gives rise to that inference. That's the relevance.
The inference that
that they were concealing this because it was not as it's been characterized to the court, and that it, in fact, had started earlier than what they say.
All right, overruled. Mr. Sato.
I just want to make sure that we're clear. From at least 2020, me and Mr. Wade were friends. At least that time period.
Okay, I'm not talking about...
So no, I want to be clear because...
Yeah, no, we have to be clear too. That in 2024, friends, that's an umbrella term that can mean a lot of things. That's all I'm saying. So saying that you're friends does not mean that y'all might not have been hooking up, that y'all might not have been doing this, that y'all might not have been doing that, and might not have been going on trips, might not have been dishing out a little bread. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Just saying.
Credibility is being evaluated here, right? We were friends. We hung out prior to November of 2021. In November of 2021, I hired him. I do not consider our relationship to have become romantic until early of 2022. Because I don't know a date and time, I'm saying sometime between February and April of 2022, and very early April of 2022, because I know that trip that I discussed with you was like the first week of 2022, that the relationship had become romantic. I hope that answered your question, but I can't have it where, you know, we're saying something differently.
All right, so you've established the timeline, as you put it. The question originally was, at that time, did you tell any other prosecutors on the prosecution?
I never tell people at work who I'm dating.
All right, Mr. Sato.
Okay. Did you take any trips to D.C. with Mr. Wade?
Never.
Did you take, okay, so you have no, what I would call personal trips or business trips to D.C. with Mr. Wade?
I never went to D.C. with Mr. Wade, personal, business, otherwise, never.
Okay, so
I've never been in the District of Columbia with Mr. Wade, or Maryland, Virginia,
Well, Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I just think that it's really interesting. Like when you look at this woman, she's supposed to be the black elite. You know what I mean? She's supposed to be the black woman's elite. She's, you know what I mean, college educated. She went to HBCU. She's, you know, she got two of the biggest cases. You know, that YSL case is a big case. I mean, that RICO case is a big case. A case against Trump is a big case because it's one of the few that's actually gotten through a little bit. I'm just saying, like, to throw it all away for cat. Just sad, man. Oh, because when you really look at it all, this is all about to blow up in their face because of cat. I'm JayyRedd Unfiltered. I'm signing out. Ooh.